Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Ruse. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there, and so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony.
Thanks for coming and chatting with us, Andy. It's
Hey,
great to have you on the
appreciate
show.
it. My pleasure.
Yeah, I chatted with Michael last week. It's
Hmm.
a great new album that's about to drop on us.
So sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great
Right.
album.
Sounds good in both ways. What
Yeah,
you say and what it sounds like.
exactly, exactly. Were you excited to get this one out and moving?
Yeah, well, I think August it'll be
Mm.
in the world. So the baby is actually taking its first breath, so to say, which is always very exciting. So
Yeah,
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 let's wait and see what's going to happen today, this time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm quite confident because I really love the album too. So I listen through it like four or five times a day because I'm preparing now for the tour. And yeah, I do love it, definitely.
Yeah.
Something is cool here, something we did right.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is one of the best albums you've done for a little while. Like I really,
Right.
it's almost like old school but new.
Old school but new. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's probably the perfect description because I remember everybody in the band was just giving a shit about style or something like that when it came to songwriting. And suddenly you end up with 23 great songs on the table. So we had like demos of 23 songs and we were helpless. We couldn't actually decide what to choose for the album. You possibly cannot go out with 23 songs unless you go with a double album, but
Mm.
I think that that would be wrong. A double album nowadays, dangerous.
It can be. It can be. I think it's a risky one. I mean,
It's
although
too risky.
a band with your size and heritage, I'm sure that a double would be not a problem.
Yeah, maybe the double album would be something in like 15 years for the last album to do for like legacy,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
hurrah! That's it. The last hurrah. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. You got enough to listen for the next year, so fuck off.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
out here.
you're
We're out
done.
of here.
We're done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna go and sit on a beach. Um, but I mean, I really love the mix of tracks on it. I mean, I was saying to Michael that even the artwork is something different for you guys
Different
coming
and
in.
not different.
Hmm.
Different and not different. So again, it's like that a bit of controversial thing where you go like, as you just said, it's new, old, old, new, something
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
And I feel like it's a follow-up of the last album cover, so to say, but with a new subject, like giants and monsters. That's why you see us, or the pumpkin guy is reflecting actually us, like being the giants
Hmm.
if you only fight for it. But I love this little twist from the artist when we ask him, and why is he holding his own head in his hand? Like the pumpkin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go out fighting, don't lose your head.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. See,
I said, okay,
brilliant.
okay, cool.
That should be on the note somewhere in the on the back of the cover in some of those
Yeah,
record
well,
notes.
I'm probably and through the following weeks and months, I'm probably repeating myself 100 times anyway. So probably the majority of the people know about it then, So
Yeah.
don't you worry.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, I really listening through to the album, it has a real rawness, which I love. I've always loved about your music. You've got this sort of it's beautifully produced, but there's a sort of raw majesty to Helloween, right? And some of the tracks are like this
Depending
is yeah,
depending on the songs, yeah.
yeah, like
Depending on the
this is
song, yeah.
Tokyo is just brilliant.
The most controversial song, which we picked because of that.
Yeah, interesting how it's controversial. I mean, I just think it's a
No,
great single.
I'm meaning
Mm,
controversial in the
mm,
sense of that the majority of people would actually expect something like speed metal or something like for the first single.
mm. Oh, yes, yes, fair enough.
Yes. But we decided not to because we wanted to have this discussion thing going on, which worked out fine, super, because there was like 50-50, exactly what we expected. They said rather have lots of people talking about it and maybe you have a chance to bring people who are actually into rock and metal, but so far stay away because it's called speed metal.
Oh
So
yes. Yeah, yeah.
if you're called Helloween with a legacy, everybody thinks, oh, speed metal, I'm not gonna listen to that shit, you know. That's too much information per second. I'm getting a heart attack. Okay, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
coming out with the first hello and presenting a song like this is Tokyo. A lot of people, because of that discussion, will listen to it. Okay, what the hell are they talking about? And then you have a good chance that people like that song, even though they are not speed metal fan, because
Mm.
simply it's not a speed metal song.
No.
It's just, but yeah, sure, when you go through the album, you got enough of speed metal on it, certainly.
Mm.
But I thought it's a nice twist actually to come out with a song like that. And then the people were completely satisfied 2 weeks later. We presented Universe, and there's some speed metal going on. Even though it's a beautiful song, it's rocking.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought This Is Tokyo's got a swagger to it. Like I thought I had that real Scorpions feel when I listened to This Is Tokyo, right? It
Yeah, it's a bit of
takes me straight
Scorpions.
back.
Probably that's where I come from because I grew up actually with the Sweet, with Kiss, Scorpions, Iron Maiden as a boy of 13, 14.
Mm,
And yes, certainly you always have your roots in your rucksack, so to say, when it comes to
mm.
songwriting. And you unconsciously, that's your roots. So it may have a touch of that. Some people who know my former band, Pink Cream 69, they go like, oh, that's a Pink Cream song metalized. And I said, yeah, with every respect, you can say that because it's written by me. So
Yeah,
it's what I am. And I'm just happy that there are lots of people out there who love my songs. But you can't be everyone's darling anyway. So
no.
I would rather say it's a typical Andy song. When you let me write songs without any boundaries, that's something that I could write. And sometimes I write a song like Giants on the Run, for example.
Mm,
Um, it's what it is. When you sit down as a hobbyist, start to diddle and fiddle around with your guitar. That's what we actually how we started out back in the
mm.
days. And what did you do? I mean, you diddled and fiddled until you had something going where you go like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? What did I just play? Back in the days, it was really stressful for me because I had no recorder.
Oh,
I did not even have a tape recorder back in the days, so I had
mm,
to I had to remind it. I had to always like next day. I was the first thing I did when I woke up. I took my guitar to find out if I just if I still recognize what I played yesterday.
oh, good luck. I couldn't do it. I
Yeah,
couldn't do that.
hey, sometimes there were bad days when I didn't remember. I was like pissed off,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
bet you were. Yeah.
But
Uh,
then my dad saw how I was struggling to remember all these little ideas because it's getting harder and harder. With the weeks and months to come, you have more and more little fragments and ideas that you love so much.
mm,
And it might quite be that out of these fragments and little ideas become whole songs later on, as we know.
mm.
That's how you start. You start with an atom and you build it up, and at the end of the day, you got the figurine, you
Yeah.
know? So, and for me, it was torture, and my dad realized that. Like
Oh,
after a few months, suddenly I had this little. I mean, I'm coming not out of a rich family, so I know that this little tape recorder cost a shitload of money for my father. It was a lot of
oh,
money,
isn't it lovely? That's such
you
a
know.
lovely thing, man.
But he didn't care. He thought my son needs something, and so he bought one of these first tape recorders where you could record and with a little microphone on it, like a small piece.
Yeah.
And I still love him for that because that's when actually my recording career started.
There you go. There you go. And
Yeah.
isn't that wonderful? Small acorns, big trees, right?
Yeah.
And I come from the same thing, I come from a poor background and mum bought my very first guitar for me and she had no money whatsoever, like nothing,
Mm.
and bought it from a catalog, this terrible Fender copy knockoff thing that couldn't stay in tune. But you know what? I loved it and played
Yeah.
it till my fingers bled, right?
Yeah. And
Um,
you felt like your idols, so to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I
You had a
absolutely
selection
did.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, the story is I had a little accordion. And I also know that this was worth a fortune for my parents to buy me an accordion. because they wanted me to play in some music club where
Mm,
I had a chance to musically, yeah, being educated in the musical way, because in the
mm,
school was nothing going on.
no.
I mean,
Mm,
So I remember myself at back in the days they called it Spielring, which means play ring, or
mm,
and that's where the village met and played. And I had a little accordion, and I was called a super talent back in the days. I remember. I did not know what happened to me,
yeah.
but suddenly I was a guy with 11 years. I was on stage with the big guys because I was that little accordion miracle.
Oh, wonderful.
And back in the days, I did not know what to do or what's cool or what not. I just loved playing music. Even on the accordion, I felt confident and satisfied at the age of 11 and 12. Then the trouble started when my mom entered my room and saw a magazine in Germany. There's still a very popular music magazine for the kids. It's called Bravo.
Right.
And she saw that Bravo on my desk, and the cover was Kiss.
Oh,
My mom just looked at it, oh, the devils, and walked out of my room.
yes.
And and I thought, what? Who are the devils? These guys are the devils. I thought, what the fuck is this? Kiss. Hmm. If these are the devils, I have to take a listen to them.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, isn't it? They look like the devils, but they sing "Love You All Night Long, Baby." Like
Yeah, yeah, sure.
they have a contradiction to themselves, which is
Absolutely. It's a very positive band, actually.
very
So
positive. Yeah.
yeah, and that's how I added Kiss to my first influencers. And I thought, okay, I quite don't understand why the sound is the way it is, but I do know that's in the middle, that's the drum. That's the drums. And then I realized, okay, there's guitars left and right. Oh, that's how they play guitars. They sound strange. Why do they sound like this? Oh, because there's an amplifier. It's electric guitar. I had to understand the sound and
Ah,
everything,
yeah.
back in the days at the age of 13, you educated yourself. And I fell in love with the guitars. And I thought, okay, this is something I cannot do with the accordion. So I went secretly, you have to imagine a boy of 13, and the
Mm.
accordion probably more heavy than I was. So secretly went into the city. For me, it was a big journey out of the little village next to the River Rhine into the
Yeah.
big city. So it took me like half an hour with the bus. I secretly went then to a shop where I remembered walking through these streets in Karlsruhe, that's the name of the city, and I remembered more or less where that music store was.
Oh.
So I secretly swapped my accordion with an electric guitar.
Oh.
When I came back home, my mom was, yeah, I mean, you can imagine. She was like,
But look where you end up now, Andy, right? That's the thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But again, thanks to my dad, because my dad just leaned at the door and had a big smile on his face.
Oh, wonderful. I never had an amp. I played that electric guitar with no amp for like at least 3 years.
That's how I started out. But thanks to that little tape recorder my dad gave me,
Yeah.
there was a little input jack. And
Oh.
it certainly sounded horrible, but you could distort your guitar and listen to it over the inbuilt little speaker in
How
this
good
tape
is
recorder.
that?
It
Oh,
sounded it sounded nasty, but
yeah.
it was distorted, and I could replicate what my idols do here.
Yeah. Nothing
So
wrong with nasty. Nothing wrong with nasty now and again. It
yeah,
works.
yeah, sure. Well, today we would call it lo-fi.
Lo-fi now, yeah, which is really irritating because it's just what all of
Yeah.
us normal people can do. Like,
But that's how it all started.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. And look where you come. I mean, what is it? I was doing 19 albums. Like, it's
Mm.
just unbelievable.
Yeah, but
As a
there's still
band, you
some
know,
best offs and acoustic
still a
covers.
lot. I mean, it's still a lot,
Still a
man, in
lot,
that
yeah,
mix,
still a lot.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, I remember buying Keeper of the Seven Keys, part one,
Mm.
as a teenager,
Yeah,
purely because of the cover. I have to
yeah,
be honest with you. When you had little money, you'd buy whatever the cover looked. You'd go into the
yeah,
local shop, you had only a couple of pounds, couple of whatever, Deutschmarks, whatever you had,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
go, shit, that looks good.
Yeah,
And it was one of the only times that I've actually got home and put it on and loved it. Some of the times you buy it and that was crap. Like cover was
yeah.
better than the
You're like,
music.
oh fuck, yeah, a
Oh
lot of
fuck, I
money for
waste all
nothing.
that money. I don't have any money. But I put that on and it was like,
Cool.
you
But
know,
most of the times, the records which were crap, I was able to change and swap into different ones that I liked. So, and in our school there was a big black market going on, like
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Ours was tapes.
swap this for that,
Yeah, yeah. Ours was all tapes. We would sort of in the playground swapping
and
tapes.
tape certainly,
Yeah.
yeah.
What have you
But
got?
hey, certainly,
Tapes.
I mean, back in the days, you wonder why, but I do remember the majority of my friends, I would say 99% of my school, there was not very much money in the families, you know. So if you decided to buy a record, yeah, it was a small fortune for me as a kid, definitely. And if it was crap, it weighed on my shoulders. I mean, you know.
Yes, yes.
And fortunately, there were like dozens and dozens kids every day in the schoolyard trying to swap and change, and so you had that little market going on, and perfect. So yeah, that's why I actually swapped my first. It was a Barclay James Harvest vinyl,
Yeah,
and I didn't like it that much. It was too soft, and I
yeah.
I don't know. It was girls' music back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and one of those guys was trading a AC/DC album. So
Oh,
I swapped AC/DC to with Barclay James Harvest, and I was happy.
I would.
And
I'm. Yeah.
I think this guy was happy too.
I saw a very similar thing. We used to, well, we had a sort of illegal tape market going on. So we had friends that had lots of money. So they would buy the records. Then we would
Mhm.
give them the tapes. Like, because
Mhm.
tapes were cheap. You could buy cheap tapes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
give these crappy tapes and they'd go and record them for you and charge you a couple of quid,
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
was still cheaper than the record.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, that's why we still make golden records in Indonesia, but
Yeah.
actually it's golden cassettes.
Yeah.
It's golden tapes.
Yeah.
They
It's still big
still
there. Yeah. Yeah.
2025, the biggest market in Indonesia is still tapes.
Isn't that wonderful? I love it.
Yeah,
I love my tape deck. I could be so
yeah,
lost
me
without
too.
it. Um,
I still use it from time to time, but only to see if it still works.
I
Because
do the same. I do love it though. It sits on my deck and it's like I
yeah,
would be lost without my Marantz. I'm like I really like my tape deck.
and I still have my first demos that I still nowadays love to listen to. And the first demos I recorded from tape recorder to tape recorder, and during recording, I played the next thing, and
Oh,
back vice versa. And because I happen to have two okay good tape decks, the noise floor is still bearable.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
after recording 5 or 6 times back and forth, it still sounds good.
yeah, yeah.
So that's how I actually started to track.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you bounced them, didn't you? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I have to say that that's the sort of thing you want to hear from your people like yourself who we've admired for so many years in industry, is
hey,
that you come from, like you
you
have
know,
you have honest roots.
yeah. Back in the days, we had put it that way. We are fortunate to have learned both worlds. So we had to learn the analog world because the digital world still doesn't exist.
Mm,
And then we grew into the digital world knowing what we like and don't like because the analog world has better options, better alternatives to the digital world, which is great. At a certain age, you are exactly growing up with everything and have that
mm.
knowledge. So being born today, you would probably not even think about for a second to touch analog gear. I mean, even look, I mean, in the background, I see all
Mm,
your great stuff like the URIs and the LA2As and
mm,
stuff like that, all the focus rights to the right,
mm.
and so on, what so forth. As a young kid, you would never touch that. It's way out of your league, money wise, you
Oh
know.
God, yes, yes.
Unfortunately,
Mm, yeah. But saying that though, I mean that's why band albums like this and your albums in the past mean a lot to people like me who listen. I really do deeply listen. I don't just put it on in the background. I will go and put the lights out, sit there, and really take in all the nuances of the album. And what I love about that is that you still have the analog core, You know, it feels
Yeah, but
warm
simply
still.
because it's there.
Mm,
It's always a mixture. When we record an album, it's not. And we did it not. We did not produce it the way we did the last album was completely analog. And certainly from a certain point on, you had to transport it into Pro Tools
mm,
at the very, very, very last second. So it's still got that digital type, but I think that digital vibe doesn't destroy the analog vibe. If the majority is played and recorded analog, you hear it, you feel it, it's there. It's got that three-dimensional thing, it's got more depth and everything.
mm,
This time we also had the big tape recorders running, mainly for the drums.
mm.
But after drum recording, we did not especially take the tape recorder to record the rest of the album. Sometimes we did. I mean, there are certain effect guitars where we went through tape again simply because of the distortion we liked much more with like the saturation from the tape.
Mm.
But this is something I think that's something for our heart because this is something you don't actually pick out with your ears. It's
No.
something like, it's just for us.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I think for me, the most important thing for me would be record drums analog, bass would be great analog, and the lead vocals would be great analog,
Mm.
and all the rest around it could be digital, in my humble opinion.
Is that because I'm a self-confessed bad bass player. Is it because with the drums and bass and vocals are more human-esque instruments, if you know what I mean? I'm not saying guitar isn't human, but it's got warmer tones. Do you think that's the reason that you want to do analog?
For me, the analog
Mm,
reason is the 3D. I always describe it when you A B it. I most of the times can tell you it's analog or digital. Not every time.
mm,
Really depends on. Probably it depends on how hard you track.
mm.
So if you really track hard, so you really push the tape, I'm definitely I can tell you 200% if it's analog or digital. So if I take like the old producers or people like Charlie, our producer who grew
Mm.
up with analog as well, he pushes the tape hard, and it gives you that suddenly that depth
Dimension. Yeah.
dimension, and
Mm.
and it's there. It's done. It's produced by the tape because of irregularities that you would not have in the digital world. Now there are like, yeah, copycats in the digital world of a tape recorder, for example. Problem what we have still today, probably it'll change when the quantum computers come.
Mm.
But nowadays you still have that one or two samples which are always triggered, 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 triggered. That
Yes.
counts for sound as well. So the irregularities you have, the infinite irregular, it's like never-ending story, and no conversion in that milliseconds or nanosecond is the same as the next or the previous. So that's what happens with tape.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always different, always. Every
Yeah.
nanosecond is different. Whereas the digital, they only copy, let's say, a sample or two. And probably these samples are completely repetitive.
Yes.
So it's always the same sample, so to say.
Mm.
It gives you the feeling from the sound from analog, but it can never get to the dimension because it's always the same
Yeah.
trigger.
There's not the nuance that can be the change of thickness of tape, like you
Exactly.
said, the depth of it. It's
Yeah.
a create yeah. I have to say, I mean, I'm an age where we've lived in both, haven't we? You and I, digital and analog worlds, and
Yeah.
I understand the beauty of both. I really do.
Yeah.
I get them. I understand them. But there are
Yeah.
times
I
when,
would love I would love to have them.
yeah,
Problem is it's way too cost effective. So it's like it's too
yeah,
costly.
yeah. And that's another
And
thing, isn't it? What a shame.
yeah, and the main reason next to that one is I'm living on an island, and I remember back in the days when our producers always had problems with the big 24s. Something was always being out of bias or whatever. They had to
Mm.
be recalculated or
Balance.
recalibrated.
Yeah, calibrated. Yeah, yeah.
And I would be lost over here. I have no technician, and honestly, calling Akim in Hamburg or the boys who still know how to actually maintain a machine like that, that would be. I would have to
Yeah.
be multi millionaire at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
that's right. It's just
Too
it.
much. So that's
Yeah.
why I also love my Pro Tools.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's good for one. And honestly, like listen, I said, listen to this album, like Into the Sun, which I absolutely bloody loved, by the way.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank
I thought that was a single. I don't know why, but I listened to that. I thought that's a single when I listened to it.
could be a nice pick for like autumn, winter,
Yeah.
Christmas, whatever. Yeah.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. I really enjoyed that one a lot. I mean, the whole album itself starts and ends well, Giants of the Run ending with Majestic. I mean, it's a great rolling album. It doesn't hang around,
Yeah.
which is a
Thank
good
God.
sign. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
like
I, I,
you,
spe- I
yeah.
do know what you mean because it took quite of a investigation period because I wanted to find out why the people still love to listen through the whole albums, Keeper One, Keeper Two.
Yes.
And I realized the flow is so beautiful and it doesn't stress you.
No.
And I think the secret was you had these metal anthems like Eagle Fly Free or something like
Yeah.
that, which is like very, yeah, concentration. You
Mm,
you need concentration. There's lots of beats per minutes going on, or beats per seconds actually.
mm.
So after a demanding song like that, suddenly there's like a song like I Want Out or Future World or
Mm.
Dr. Steve
Oh, I
mixed in
love
between.
that. Yeah.
Yes, but they are even more important because it's easy listening and it gives you the energy to ready yourself for the next
That's
speed
right.
metal, you know,
You need the
waves.
dip and drop and the waves. If
Yeah.
it's constant,
And
there are albums out there so constant that you
yeah.
just don't be bothered turning it off, I have to say.
Yeah,
So it's
me personally,
yeah,
as we all know, I'm a
yeah,
metalhead. I love
yeah,
metal. But give me a break.
yeah, yeah,
After
yeah,
af- after 15 minutes or 20 minutes,
yeah.
um, yeah, crashing my skull, so to say, which I enjoy,
Oh, I love it.
but
Yes,
I love it, yeah. But after that, I need a break.
you do. You do.
So give me a Future World or a Dr. Steen, or If I Could Fly, or even a Forever and One or something like that.
Mm,
Let me calm down, enjoy that piece of
yeah,
music, re-energize, and
yeah.
give me the shit again,
Yeah,
you know?
let me get my
So,
heart come down a bit. That's exactly right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And that's what
And
I
that's,
think the mix on this album has that, man. This
yeah,
that has
thank
that
you, because
mix.
that's what we try to achieve. And that's why we picked the songs on this particular album and not the other 12 songs who are still in the pipeline, which we would have loved to record, believe me, because there's so many great songs. Yeah, but
Another album.
on the other hand, to look at it from a positive point of view,
Yeah.
if you send us into the studio tomorrow, the album would be finished. So
There you go. So
that's
you
that,
got one up your sleeve, right?
yeah.
That's it.
So I think what we talk about here is a luxury problem.
It is, yes, that's right. Yes, it's a first world problem, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, look, thanks for chatting, Andy. It's been a real pleasure, man. You
Hey, likewise, likewise.
really one of my heroes. So thank you. This is a
And thank you for letting me see your studio. It pretty much looks like my own studio.
well, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's
Even the colors,
yeah.
even the colors are pretty much the same. It's
There you
lovely.
go. And as I said, the album is a stunner, and
Thank you.
I think the audiences are gonna eat up because 29th of August it comes out. So
Yeah, yeah.
um, lots
And I
of
still haven't got any copy.
no,
That's the curse living on an island. You're always the last.
yeah, it'll turn up, be dropped off by a bird.
Yeah, or
Just come.
something like that. Yeah. Probably I have to go to the rehearsals back to Germany, and then I receive it
That's it. They'll give
directly.
it to you. That's probably right.
Because it's always embarrassing because I talk to so many people like having these interviews, and they all show me the record, and it's like, perfect, look at this and look at that. Do you know that you? And I know I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't got a copy.
So
I once talked to Tony Martin about that, and he goes, "I don't
yeah,
have a copy of Headless Cross." I'm like,
there you
"What?"
go. Yeah. Exactly, that's what happens. The,
It's
the
just
the record
bad.
company doesn't give a shit if the band's got it because they think you bloody guys, you got the main master in your studio, so listen to that one. I said, but I want to see the artwork. I want to
Yeah.
see the whole
You
shit.
yeah, also want to put it in my collection because it's part of my
Yes,
history, right?
yes, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, anyway, enjoy your island life,
Yeah,
and
thank
the
you.
tour to come. And yeah, and hopefully
I'll
get to
I'll
Australia
see.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you down under then. I think next year that would should happen. It's on the TBA
There we
list.
go. I won't miss a second of it.
Cheers, man. Thank
Bye
you.
for now, man. Bye for now.